Everyone, I'm Dino Bidal, and welcome to tonight's Dino Bidal Show on Sirius XM Channel 127, Thursday, October 14th. And let me start out by saying it's good to see the January 6th Select Committee making it very clear that Steve Bannon is going to be held in criminal contempt. It's going to be sent over to DOJ, and we must see Attorney General Merrick Garland prosecute Steve Bannon. It's a crime under federal law to disregard a subpoena from a congressional committee. It doesn't mean they can't work out something before that. He might get held in criminal contempt and he gets charged and then he ends up testifying. But if not, then he must be held in jail. But, this is not to save our democracy. Steve Bannon is a small player. To really save our democracy from the fascist movement that is the GOP, Donald Trump must be imprisoned. Donald Trump must be, because we are in a race against fascism. Just last night, Steve Bannon was in Virginia at a rally for Glenn Youngkin, a Republican who Donald Trump loves. Donald Trump called into the rally, endorsed Glenn Youngkin. And there at this rally, Steve Bannon was talking about Joe Biden didn't even win the election in Virginia, which he won by 10 points. That talking about 100-year rule of Virginia. Now, if anyone studies history, you'll know where that comes from, the 1,000-year Reich of Adolf Hitler. It's not an accident. Steve Bannon's copying the fascism of Adolf Hitler, whom they wanted a 1,000-year Reich. You've got Steve Bannon calling for a 100-year Reich or rule, but the same idea of a regime for 100 years or 1,000 years. Also at the rally for Glenn Youngkin last night was a Republican state senator in Virginia who on the floor of the Senate has defended Ashley Babbitt, has called the people who attacked our Capitol patriots, literally called them patriots. Another Republican there at the event came all over from Arizona. He's a Republican running for Secretary of State in Arizona. Trump's endorsed him. This guy is in the Oath Keepers, the paramilitary group. Many have been arrested and charged with conspiracy for their role on January 6th, but he's still running for the state Senate. He's not under indictment, but he was there on January 6th. He said he didn't enter the Capitol. He's also called just weeks ago for overturning the election in Arizona. But all of this is eclipsed by the most alarming thing. That event last night in Virginia, Steve Bannon was at, and these QAnon-loving people want to overturn our elections, began with a salute to a flag that was part of the January 6th attack. They literally carted it out. This flag was there on January 6th, and the crowd cheered. It doesn't matter if that flag was actually used to beat police officers or not. That crowd is cheering January 6th. That is the reality. In a poll in July, a CBS poll, 55% of Trump supporters view January 6th as an act defending freedom, not as terrorism, as an act defending freedom. That number is going to go up. You have Trump celebrating terrorist acts Shabbat. You've got Steve Bannon and other Republicans there cheering the flag from January 6th. They're no longer ashamed by January 6th. They're embracing violence more and more. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for all of us. We are dealing with, academically speaking, a fascist movement. If you know anything about fascism, if you've seen, let's see some of the biggest ones that jump to mind, Hitler, Mussolini, or you have others that are quasi-fascist movements that overturned elections or took power through violence. The way they've ended is one of three in general. One is military defeat, such as Hitler. Two, the leader was killed, Mussolini. Or three, the leader was imprisoned. I'm looking at the third one. Donald Trump needs to be in prison, not because I despise him, and I do, but because he committed crimes. He incited the January 6th terrorist attack on our Capitol. Behind the scenes, with the DOJ, he was involved in a conspiracy to interfere in the elections, a federal crime, perhaps also in Georgia as well. Every day Donald Trump is free and walks free and spews his lies, our nation is less safe. Our democracy is less safe. Merrick Garland has to do the right thing. He has to charge Donald Trump. There's no way around it. If not, then he should contemplate resigning and allow an AG who will do the right thing. This is not about politics. The Republicans will have candidates to run in 2024. One of them might win, might be Ron DeSantis. But whoever they run, I hope that person believes in democracy and not fascism. At this point, though, with the GOP base being a majority in favor of fascism, which is the embrace of violence, it's hard to see a GOP candidate that is not a danger to our democracy. But some are more troubling than others. So we'll talk about this more in my show today. We'll also talk about now the waving of black flags by Trump supporters. And what does that mean? And why this adds a new layer of concern. What is it, the black flag? Yes, ISIS had a black flag, and might be something connected. We'll talk about that more in my show. My show's live 6 to 9 p.m. on SiriusXM channel 127. And if you don't subscribe to SiriusXM, come to the website. Join us. There's like 30 million people who subscribe. They don't want to listen to my show, but a lot of people subscribe. There's free trials on the website. Check it out. And then call and be a part of our family. We have a lot of work. I mean, a lot. If you want democracy, stay active. Thanks for tuning into the preview of tonight's Dino Vidala Show.